All right, guys, how soon after you buy this house can you actually do a refinance? This is going to depend on a few things. So let's kind of break this down and jump over to the whiteboard here. So the first thing is there's different types of loans, right? So you've got government-backed loans like FHA and VA loans. You've got conventional loans. You've got hard money or private loans. And so any of these types of loans you can refinance, but the question is going to be, is there what's called a prepayment penalty? And let's talk about what a prepayment penalty actually is. Basically, the bank or the lender says, you know what? We're doing so much work to make this loan happen that if you don't hold this loan for a certain period of time, then we're going to want you to pay a little extra more money. So I'll give you an example. This applies a lot to commercial properties. And so I've got a big commercial property. What happens with that is they have a 5-year prepayment penalty. And I think it was a 25-year loan, if I remember right. And basically what happens is it's a 5-year and it's called a step down. So the first year, if I paid it off in the first year, I would owe them 5% more than the loan amount. Okay, so if the loan was $100,000, I would owe them $500 extra, right? I'm sorry, I owe them $5,000 extra is basically what it'd be. And then the next year, so this is year 1, this is year 2, this is year 3, this is year 4, and this is year 5. So then it goes to 3%, then it goes to 2%, then it goes to 1%, and then year 6, I have 0. So I don't have to pay anything on that, right? So it breaks down. Now, this is pretty aggressive. This really is just more like a commercial property, but sometimes you'll have like a 1% prepayment penalty, so that you'll have to pay in order for you to refinance. So you've got to decide if it's actually worth doing that. Most loans on houses really don't have a prepayment penalty, and that's really not going to be a big issue for you. However, they do put them on. The issue is going to be on your new loan, because most of the time your new loan that you're getting to do the refinance is going to have some type of a seasoning, meaning they want to make sure that you have owned the property for a certain period of time. That may be 3 months, and it may go all the way up to 12 months, where a seasoning or what's called a holding period. So there's really, if you're wanting to refinance after you bought a house, there's 2 things that you really need to check out here. You need to see if you have a prepayment penalty, which will be in the loan. You talk to your lender about that. Then you need to talk to the new lender and ask the new lender if there's any seasoning or holding period requirements that would prevent them from doing the refinance. That's what you need to be looking at there. And so what I've seen is there are some that go from 3 to 12 months. If you shop around, you can find somebody closer to the 3 or 6 months of that seasoning or holding period. Now, why is all this important? Well, I'll tell you, one of the strategies that a lot of successful real estate investors are utilizing is they're getting a hard money loan. And with that hard money loan, let's say the hard money lender is giving them $100,000 for the purchase and then giving them $50,000 for the rehab. So the loan's for somewhere around $150,000. We'll just use simple numbers here to make it easy. But here's the interesting thing is this property is going to be worth more when they get the rehab done. So let's just say this property is now worth $190,000, right? Let's actually say $195,000. So then what happens is they go to a bank and they say, hey, we want to refinance. Well, they check with a hard money lender. Nope, there's no prepayment penalty there. They check with the new bank. The new bank says we need a 3-month seasoning period. No problem, because it took us 3 months to get the work done on the property anyway. But this is the kicker, guys. If the property is now appraised for $195,000, most of the banks will do about 70% on a refinance, a rate and term refinance from a hard money lender, which means they'll end up getting somewhere around $150,000. Don't double check my math there, I'm close enough. And then what they're basically doing is they're getting into a rental property with little to no of their own money down by refinancing it. And they're doing that within 3 months to maybe 6 months of the time that they got the loan originally, this is commonly described as a BRRRR type deal, which the BRRRR is to buy, renovate, then we're going to rent, and then we're going to refinance. And the whole concept of that is leverage to have as little money into the property as you possibly can. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Also, with all of this, one thing that could be really helpful is what's called a property value analysis. If you'd like to get a copy of mine, just text me your email to 435-294-0433. Also, I've got a video on how to cash out refinances as a rental property. So check that out, as well as a blog post, which I'll link below, how to finance your first real estate investment. Now, if you're enjoying this, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. And one of the reasons you're going to want to is you might get one of these. Every single Tuesday, we give away a t-shirt. We pay for shipping, we pay for the shirt, send it right out to you. Join us on our live cast Tuesdays at 6 p.m. at Eastern Time, and you could be eligible to win one of these killer shirts. Otherwise, make it a very profitable day, and bye for now.